Hello, Kelthara here. I'm going to try to record a video before these two ladies end up coming back. Anyways, a couple days ago now, I got a tell on an app. I'll put a link to my account in the description. The app's called Telenine. Anyways, it asked, would you rather die in 20 years with no regrets or 50 years with a whole bunch of regrets? And this question made me think quite a bit that I would rather take and die in 20 years with no regrets because, yeah, I'm currently homeless, but it's it's stressful, and there's a lot of stuff that could be really bad, but like, from my experience right now, and honestly, I don't quite fully understand this, but to me, yeah, it's stressful and hard to be homeless, not have everything you need when you need it, and all that. But at the same time, I'm actually having fun because I get to learn things that I was not taught in school, or that the teachers didn't know how to properly teach it because they had to take and do it on certain guidelines because of the government and that, because they don't control what they teach. But yeah, there's a lot of things I wasn't taught that I should have been, and a lot of things that I was taught that really have nothing to do with me. But even so, I'm learning that stuff. If I wasn't homeless, I would not be able to learn this stuff well because I'd be stuck with people who do not understand me and my ways. And if you don't understand someone, you can't teach them. You can't help them very well either. So, being homeless, I don't have to deal with as many people who don't understand me, and I don't have to deal with bullies from in my family and just around me in general, and I don't have to fake being who I am anymore. Actually, funny story is, one of the ladies here mentioned to me that someone was talking about me being a devil worshiper, and that likely stems from me taking and openly talking about being a satanic Wiccan. Now, being a satanic Wiccan, that's not devil worship. The reason I think that they're thinking it's devil worship is because Satanism has such a horrible reputation because of cults and people who do not understand, which is going to be part of the series that I am going to be doing, and I'm thinking of starting that up in a few days. But honestly, being able to be who I am and not worry about what other people think because I'm not somewhere where I'm being judged as harshly as when I was, say, living with my one aunt or even with my dad. Like, it makes things a lot easier for me to be myself and actually get things done that and learn. Like, when I was in elementary school, I was bullied practically 24/7 both at home and at school. This is because the teachers would do absolutely nothing about the bullying, nor would the principal. And my mom, her legs and hips were so horrible that she couldn't do anything about it. I know she wanted to, but she physically could not help me with the bullying at home. And so it just kept going and going. But at the time, I had an outlet. I could go to Benner Nature Center and just be myself. And I never had any depressive thoughts that I remember or bad thoughts of any kind. And I was able to, even while being bullied by all those kids, because I was able to go to Fun Nature Center and relax when I was feeling threatened or uncomfortable, I was able to get through it. And even when they were bullying me, I would feel comfortable enough to actually still show who I really was. After being forced to live with my aunt, who is... there are so many words that I could use to describe her, but I'll put this politely. She is not a good person. Everybody in my family on both my mom's side and my dad's side either is deathly afraid of her or despises her. There's no middle ground. None. And so I was forced to live with her for a while, and things didn't really go that well. I became very depressed and suicidal and tried to kill myself multiple times. I ran away a couple of times as well, but no one would ever listen to me. Nobody. Not even the police. And I told them multiple times, and I told my teachers multiple times, but no one would listen to me. So eventually it got to a point, and I placed a curse on her, which ever since I placed the curse, she is still paying for it to this day. And she'll most likely be paying for it till she dies, because the curse, it's basically it makes her pay tenfold for what she has done to me, but I altered it to be tenfold for what she has done to both me and my mother. Because before, I moved in with her, it wasn't just me that my aunt was bullying. It was my mother. And my mother was very afraid of her. But ever since I forced my mom to admit to her fear, she has actually done better, and she's not as afraid anymore. There are still times where I can see that she's obviously afraid, but it's not as bad. And being homeless is like when I was living with my mom, but I just don't have a stable place to stay. Like, for the most part, I have pretty much everything I need. I've got food, water, place to rest that's out of the elements. I've got clothes. Not many, but I do have clothes. So things are going pretty well. I have seen a couple of fights in my time being homeless, but that's just a part of life. Even if I was, say, had my own home, I'd probably still have seen a couple of fights. I mean, it's in human nature. So, gonna have to deal with it at some point. But being free of the restraints that I had when I was living with my aunt and even with my dad, I know he tried his best to be the father that I needed as well as a friend, but honestly, he's just not cut out to be a father. Like, he can be so contradictory. Like, and it's not really his fault. He's been this way since I can remember. But that's just part of the reason I love him. Because he's so fun. But he doesn't always think about, like, certain things. Like, he'll feed Boots human portions of human food. And when I take and have food, he'll get upset because, like, for example, the ice cream. Major issue for him. I would take maybe, well, he'd give Boots a whole bowl, and then he'd leave, like, maybe this much in the corner, like a palm bowl in the corner, and then he'd get angry when I ate it. But then if I didn't eat it, he would get angry saying that I left not even a human portion in there when I had yet to even have the ice cream. So it could definitely be pretty hard living with him, but I know he was trying his best. Like, he really was, but he just not cut out to be a father. He's more of a friend. But I still love him, and he'll always be my dad. And yeah, but being out here, being free of restraints, it's fun, and I really like it. And when I get my own place, then it'll basically kind of be like this, but I will have more space. I won't have to take and be quiet at certain times of the night, because I'm more nocturnal than diurnal. So, and I'll be able to do things that, while staying in a homeless shelter, I currently cannot do. But things while they are stressful and kind of chaotic and at times really hard to get through, at the same time, it is definitely really fun because I can be myself. I can go pretty much wherever I want, when I want, and just be. I don't have to worry about what other people are thinking about me. Well, that's my thoughts on the subject for now. I'm sure my thoughts will change at some point again, but that question really got me thinking about it. And while it is stressful for me because I don't have a job, so I can't buy things that would be really helpful to me, nor my own home, I'm still having fun taking and learning things that I wasn't able to learn before. Well, until the next video, see you later.